There are moments in life when your soul aches for something words cannot describe. You lie awake at night wondering if anyone truly understands the depths of your heart. Anyone was ever designed to see the real you, the you behind the pain, the patience, the quiet prayers whispered when no one else could hear. But, my friend, heaven has not forgotten you. The silence you've been walking through has been the sacred classroom of God's preparation. And now, in the unseen realms, the angels are stirring, for there is a word from above. Soulmate will appear soon, and their embrace will heal what the world tried to break. There comes a time in every believer's life when the silence of heaven feels heavier than words can carry. You pray, you hope, you wait, and yet it seems as if nothing is changing. The heart grows weary, wondering if God has forgotten the cry it once whispered. But in truth, heaven's timing is never late. What feels like delay is divine preparation. The waiting is not a sign that you've been denied. It's proof that you are being refined. Every prayer you've prayed has been heard. Every tear you've shed has been counted. And every moment of longing has meaning in the kingdom of God. When heaven orchestrates something as sacred as the joining of two souls, it takes time. Not like the fleeting relationships of this world. It's not born of impulse or human desire, but of divine purpose. God is not in a hurry because He is perfecting the details. He sees what you cannot see. He knows what needs to mature in your heart and in theirs before the meeting can happen. The angels are already arranging the steps, the timing, and the circumstances that will lead you both into the same divine intersection. Heaven does not rush miracles. It prepares them in silence until the moment of unveiling. Think about how nature mirrors this truth. Seeds don't bloom overnight. They break, die, and rest in the soil before they rise into beauty. The same process happens with your promise. You have been buried in seasons of stillness, not to be forgotten, but to take root in faith. The waiting is your spiritual soil, where your character deepens, where your trust is tested, and where your heart learns to depend not on signs, but on the assurance of God's word. Every time you thought nothing was happening, heaven was quietly rearranging the pieces of your story. Sometimes delay is the mercy of God. He knows that if the blessing came too soon, it might crumble under the weight of immaturity or fear. He waits until you're strong enough to carry what you've prayed for. He waits until the person meant for you has healed enough to love you the way you deserve. You may not see it, but on the other side of this waiting, someone else is also praying, also preparing, also growing through their own wilderness. Angels assigned to you both are guiding, protecting, and teaching, ensuring that when the two paths meet, they meet at the right time, in the right way, for the right reason. There are moments when God will close doors that seem promising. Relationships that looked like destiny may suddenly end, leaving you confused and brokenhearted. But those closed doors are divine redirections. Heaven never takes without intending to replace. The one meant for you cannot miss you, and you cannot miss them. When it's heaven's time, no distance, delay, or doubt can stop what God has ordained. That's why you must not despise the waiting. It's the stage where divine alignment is taking place. In the quiet of waiting, heaven whispers lessons that can't be learned in noise. Patience grows, faith matures, love becomes purified, The person you're becoming in this season will be ready to recognize true love when it appears. Without this waiting, might settle for less than what heaven designed. But because you've endured, you're being shaped into someone who can receive the fullness of the promise without fear or hesitation. The wait becomes the sacred bridge between your old pain and your coming joy. Every divine union carries a spiritual assignment, not just about two hearts finding comfort. It's about two souls fulfilling purpose. That's why heaven takes time to prepare it. The angels are not delayed. They're ensuring every detail aligns with eternity's plan. While you wait, God is shaping your days, teaching you to trust His process, even when you cannot trace His hand. You are not waiting for nothing. You are waiting for someone extraordinary, someone who has been molded in the same fire, refined in the same faith, and destined to walk beside you in divine purpose. So lift your head even when the road feels long. Remember that the silence is not God's absence. It's His strategy. The longer the preparation, the greater the revelation. Heaven's clock doesn't tick according to human schedules. When it strikes the divine hour, everything will align so effortlessly that you'll look back and say, "Now I see why it took this long." The angels are already in motion, setting the stage, and soon the waiting will give birth to the miracle you've been believing for. Heaven's timing is never late. It's perfectly on time, perfectly prepared, and perfectly designed for you. Before heaven reveals a divine promise, it refines the vessel meant to receive it. Many people pray for a soulmate, for someone to understand them, cherish them, and walk beside them in love, but few realize that God's first step in answering that prayer is not in sending someone new, it's in transforming you. Preparation always comes before manifestation. Every season of heartbreak, loneliness, or loss has not been wasted time. It has been the molding of your heart to hold something holy. When God prepares you for divine love, He starts by cleansing your heart of the past, of fear, and of the habits that would destroy what He's building. He allows circumstances to break pride, to soften anger, and to awaken compassion. What felt like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like delay was divine construction. You see, the love that heaven ordains cannot thrive in a heart that's still bleeding from the wounds of yesterday. God cannot pour fresh oil into a vessel filled with bitterness and regret. So He takes you through the refining fire, not to destroy you, but to purify you. In the stillness of waiting, He teaches you how to love yourself again, how to forgive others, and how to trust Him without needing to control the outcome. Spiritual preparation builds the strength required for the kind of love that lasts through trials and storms. Before you can hold the hand of your soulmate, you must first hold tightly to the hand of God, allowing Him to heal and shape your spirit for what's to come. Every heartbreak you've endured has been a lesson in disguise. It taught you discernment, patience, and the difference between temporary affection and eternal connection. You've learned that love is not about possession. It's about purpose. Learn that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay, and that some people are only there to prepare you for the one who will. These lessons may have come with pain, but pain is often the tool God uses to carve deeper wisdom into the heart. The tears you've shed have watered the soil where future joy will bloom. While you've been waiting, God has been working on both sides of the promise. He's shaping you and the one meant for you at the same time. You may not see it, but somewhere someone else is walking through their own preparation, their own season of surrender, learning the same faith you are learning now. Heaven never sends a healed person to someone who's still broken beyond recognition, brings together those who have allowed God to transform their pain into purpose. When you both have learned to depend on God, you will meet not out of need, but out of readiness. That is why divine unions carry power. They are birthed in spiritual maturity, not emotional desperation. Preparation before manifestation means God removes what could hinder your blessing. Sometimes He isolates you from distractions, from counterfeit relationships, even from people who cannot see your growth. You might have wondered why doors closed, why certain friendships faded, why you felt alone for a time. But it's in that sacred solitude that God whispers truth. He reminds you who you are. He reminds you of the promises written over your life. The preparation period allows you to anchor your identity in Him, not in anyone else. Because when your soulmate finally appears, your worth will not depend on their love. You will already know who you are in God's eyes. Many want the miracle but resist the process. Yet, it's in the process where faith becomes unshakable. You can't skip the lessons and expect the blessing to last. The love God is preparing you for is not fragile. It's forged in the fire of patience and perseverance. The kind of love that endures, not because it's perfect, but because it's built on divine strength. That's why God teaches you through waiting, through silence, through surrender, building spiritual muscles. You'll need to carry the promise with grace. There will come a moment when you'll look back and realize that everything you endured was necessary. The loneliness taught you gratitude. The heartbreak taught you humility. The silence taught you trust. And when the one heaven has chosen enters your life, you'll love with deeper understanding, with compassion born from pain and peace born from faith. You'll know how to nurture the gift because you've lived through the lessons that prepared you for it. Heaven never wastes a waiting season. What looks like delay is the very process shaping your destiny. The angels have been working, guiding your steps, teaching your heart, and strengthening your faith. You are not waiting for love. You are becoming love. And when that transformation is complete, the manifestation will appear as naturally as the dawn follows night. That's the rhythm of divine timing: preparation first, manifestation next. And when it arrives, we'll be clear that the wait was worth every moment of surrender. When heaven ordains a connection, it is deeper than emotion, beyond attraction, and greater than coincidence. It is a meeting written long before time began, a divine appointment sealed in eternity. When the one God sends appears, their spirit will recognize yours instantly, even before words are spoken. There will be a quiet knowing, a peace that settles your heart instead of stirring confusion. You won't have to chase, beg, or question. It will simply be. The presence of this person will feel like home, not because of familiarity, but because your souls were crafted from the same divine blueprint. In a world where love is often shallow and fleeting, heaven's kind of love stands apart. It does not rush. It does not manipulate. It does not demand proof. It provides peace. The connection between two people destined by God cannot be manufactured by human effort. Flows naturally because the same Spirit that lives within you lives within them. There will be alignment in your values, in your purpose, and in your prayers. What others may call chemistry is really the resonance of two spirits that were designed to walk together in faith and destiny. When the one God sends steps into your life, everything will feel different. The conversations will carry depth, the silence will feel safe, and the love will not drain you, it will strengthen you. You will no longer be striving for validation or attention. This connection will already affirm who you are in God. You won't fear losing them because what heaven ordains cannot be taken by human hands. This kind of love does not come with anxiety or doubt. It comes with assurance. It's not about grand gestures or constant words. It's about spiritual recognition. It's about two hearts that understand each other without needing to explain everything.